willing to walk away. Another statement I've made, especially when we get into fee negotiations, is, and a good technique we use, actually Vinny in this room came up with it, that number between 20 and 25 and 25 and 30, is you might get an individual who's legitimately intrigued with a higher fee proposition but heard a song before from another recruiter and they're hesitant to believe you. So what we've done, if we really get to an impasse, is we'll say, well, let me ask you, if I went out and executed, and I agreed to do this for 20%, and I went out and executed, would you be open to paying a higher fee, maybe up to 25% later? And a lot of them will say, some say, nope. So there's no really, you're kind of a Walmart shopper. You know, you're never going to go to Lord & Taylor, you're never going to go to a nicer store. Okay, fine, we've disqualified him, but there are a number of people that'll say yes. And if they say yes, and they kind of, okay, well, here's my proposal. We'll do the first two at 20. We'll do one or two at 22 and a half. And everything after 4, not a year, to perpetuity, is 25. That way, we've demoed ourselves 2 times at the fee you're paying the people who aren't working out for you, the recruiters that aren't working out for you. You're paying a slight premium when you're a little comfortable. But when you agree to do these positions, you are not obligated to give us the 3rd opening. It's not a 5-position contract. You can fire us after the 2nd opening. Now, if you've built any type of relationship with that person and you've added any kind of value, you're not going to get fired. And the other statement I make is, not only would I challenge you that if you're not willing to pay us the 22 and a half, and we haven't, that tells me we haven't even earned the 20, and you should fire us anyway. Another bold statement. Recruiters don't talk like this to clients. Again, recruiters are sailors on 48-hour shore leave, and they're looking for the next quick buck. Now, for the newbies, new people in here, big one. Sometimes nothing is better than something. Because I've heard it from new people, that's all I got to work on. It's 15%, you have to deal with HR, and there's 37 other recruiters working on it. Nothing is better than something. One of the things here, and this is, my experience tells me most hiring managers are not educated into what we do, which is part of that is going through that process I went in earlier. So I asked the question of which I already know the answer to. Let me ask you, Mr. VP, is the reason you want to engage 4 recruiters on this assignment is that you feel you're increasing the likelihood of filling it by, say, 300 to 400%? And they'll generally go, well, yeah, because you all have different databases, because they think that's all we do. We press this magic button, and the $25,000 invoice comes up. Are you open to an argument? You have to ask their permission. Are you open to an argument why that may not be true? They'll generally not say yes. They generally say, what do you mean, which is the same thing. And again, this is putting the ball on the tee, and you say, okay, well, here's what happens. And I would challenge you, trust but verify, to call the other recruiters you're working with. If I took this on based on these terms, here's what I'm going to do. I know about 4 guys off the top of my head. I'll press the magic button on my computer. Maybe 3 more guys come up. I make 7 phone calls. 3 guys have already taken other jobs. 2 aren't interested. 1 or 2 aren't qualified. I might get you 1 or 2. I may get you none. Now, the other 3 guys, they've got that same kind of list. They go through the 10 people mentally and through their magic button on the computer. Now, the dirty little secret, Mr. Hiring Manager, that 5 of those guys are on all 4 of our lists. So you're not getting exposed to 40 guys. You're getting exposed to maybe 20, 25. So by not giving an exclusive, because this position, you ever heard this? It's too important to put out on exclusive. The mistake that most hiring managers make, and it's really not your fault because my profession hasn't told you how we work, is you're getting exposure to about 25 candidates. If you remember that process we just talked about a couple minutes ago, I'm going to expose you to 125 candidates. As a matter of fact, before you see the first candidate from our firm, we'll have invested $5,000 to $8,000 in expenses on this search, which just pressing the button doesn't do. So it's really right now a matter of your choice. Do you want the exposure to 25 or 30, or do you want to work with a process that's going to expose you to 125? Basically ensuring that when you make a hiring decision, at least at that moment in time, you've hired the best available person on the market. So what are they thinking? this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about.